Yeah, alright, I see. Great system. Got it. Level 2. Let's try playing the other person now. Wow. Dramatic. Uh-huh. Got it. Okay. Chad, does Resident Evil 0 have a subtitle? I seem to remember.
Come on.
I seem to remember it was called something else too. Like it had a subtitle or something. Or am I mixing it up with another RE title? There's like a million of them.
Richard here. Rebecca, where are you?
I'm not sure, but I can see the entrance.
All right. I'm heading to the mansion right now. We'll rendezvous there.
Roger.
So I'm guessing you need a bodyguard, right?
No.
0, 1, and
Do you?
3. Gotcha. How long do you think how long is it gonna take for us to? Could we finish it in one sitting? That's the question. Can't finish it in one sitting? So it's a bit longer than your typical Time Crisis or House of the Dead then.
What is this place?
Okay, I see. Yeah, this is just House of the Dead. It really is House of the Dead. Huh. Man, I should try and set up more light gun stuff, right? I want to actually do some of them in the VR. There's a way I can set them up to like run together with like my VR helmet and stuff. And then we can do light gun games in a VR setting, and it'd be pretty cool. We could play House of the Dead and Time
I don't
Crisis.
see any monsters.
Stuff like that.
Just in case, we better check upstairs.
The Umbrella Management Training Facility.
The first general manager, James Marcus.
You know him?
Just the name. He's been dead for some time now.
This noise is coming out of my Wiimote
Even
chat.
Daddy has quite a presence.
Attention! This is Dr. Marcus. Please be silent as we reflect upon our company motto. Obedience breeds discipline. Discipline breeds unity.
I think the radio message is actually playing on my Wiimote right now.
Power is life.
Billy, up there!
Not this way!
Here!
That took a while to detect. Emote. Emote. I might have to stick with shooting off the individual ones if it comes down to it. The waggle is slightly uncooperative. We'll make do though. Yeah, it could be any number of things. Could be my Wiimote being old. Could be like the sensor bar. Could be like the setup. There's a few things it could be. But you know, what we can do. Don't worry though, it's perfectly playable. Although my Wiimote keeps making noises. I don't know if that's actually part of the game or it's or what. Like is it supposed to be making some Yeah, it's making noise every time I shoot. No, actually, I'm not sure what it's trying to make noise for. Chat, does the Wiimote normally make noise around this point? Yes? Okay. So that's intended. Yeah, the speaker on the Wiimote. It's like making crackling noises, like it's like a bad radio or something. Man, it's a weird ass place though. Yeah,
We have to find another way.
Making more noises.
Yeah, let's go back.
Oh, no, it is making noises when I switch guns and when I shoot.
Rebecca! Hold on!
Oh my god, the Sasquatch! Or the Yeti?
Thank you.
But this is a little slower
I'm
pace
sorry,
than your
but I have
usual
to know.
arcade shooter, I
Did
guess.
you really kill 23 people?
What?
We were ordered to attack the village.
What? Well, I'm sure this makes more
Orders don't
sense
justify
in
slaughtering
context.
innocent people.
But this is really out of nowhere for me. For like a light gun shooter, right? Like, whoa, where all this stuff come from?
So, what happened in that village?
Yeah, I know it's a summary.
You can't.
But you know,
talk about it,
But you know, out of context, it is kind of overblown, though, isn't it?
What good would it do? It won't change the past.
Yeah, it's definitely
Wanna
the
talk
switching
about it.
weapons.
I'll understand, but I'm not afraid of you anymore.
I'm an escaped fugitive, remember? Didn't they tell you I was dangerous?
Yes, they did.
Ah! That's a cheap shot. Didn't we just come in
We
here?
have to work together if we want to make it out of this.
Yeah.
What's this different room?
Survival first.
Some of these scenarios are kind of oddly paced, I guess. They're like a little short, and then sometimes there's like sequences with no enemies whatsoever. And then an enemy. Yeah, waggling throws off the aim a little bit, I think. Is what it comes down. It's not that the waggling actually... Yeah, the waggling isn't not working, it's just that when I waggle,
This'll get us up.
then the... Whoa. When I waggle, the game takes a second to like recenter my cursor. Why'd you look back like that? Was there something else to shoot? Alright, cheap shots. Those shots were a little cheap. Attacking my ankles like that, not gonna lie. At least I've got an extra health bar now. Do you think they actually took inspiration from House of the Dead for some of this stuff? Feels like they did, actually. Right? The pacing on some of this stuff definitely feels very House of the Dead-ish.
Ugh, it smells like the zoo.
But yeah, I forget we can look around a little bit. Boss fight. Ah, I messed up.
You don't look so good.
Down to that dialogue? Yeah. No. Sorry, chat. I'm bad. Oh my god. Why am I so bad at dealing with these guys?
The armor's in the way.
Oh, that was simple. Knife, 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 knife. Trying. Ow. Okay, smaller movements, smaller movements. I'm keeping this weapon on. We're in a little bit of trouble here, chat.
We made it out
We're about to start credit feeding.
You alright, Rebecca?
Yeah. Something's coming!
We're about to start credit feeding, chat. I'm sorry. Hopefully we get a checkpoint soon. Oh, that looks like the boss. No, not again! The Wiimote disconnected. Alright, chat, I think I waggle it. When I waggle it too hard, that's what happens. It's definitely when I waggle it too hard. Resync. I think I'm about to die anyway. Okay, good to know. Playing action-packed games. Playing action-packed games with too much Wiimote waggle will probably cause me to experience that. Slower paced pointer games is probably gonna be okay. But a game with this much waggle? Oh.
How could something that big be so fast?
What? That wasn't even on screen! Ow.
We have to focus. Aim for the head.
Gotta hit the head specifically, huh? Ow. This is harder than it looks.
You don't
Yeah.
look so good.
It's a small target, and I'm using an actual Wiimote here. Whoa! Okay, that was cheap. This isn't even a
Get a
game.
clear shot.
This isn't even a game where you can feed credits into the machine anyway,
We
but
have to
they're,
go up.
but they're still giving me cheap shots here. I'm about to die here, so... Ah, crap. Alright. No? We really just gotta hit the hit then, huh? If we don't hit the hit, we're toast. I presume.
Enemies.
How could something that big be so fast?
Yeah, that one's just a cheap shot. That one's a little cheap, not gonna lie. Ah!
We have to focus. Aim for the head.
You have very little time to hit the head here. Just line up the shot slowly, I guess. Yeah, don't panic fire. It's still very little time to hit that guy. Okay, that's cheap too. That is
I
cheap.
can't get a clear shot.
What now?
We have to go up.
Right.
Ah! so hard. Alright. Shotgun is not suited for this. No! I got caught in a reload. Okay. We got the pattern down eventually. That when we want to actually hold the shot before we fire. We learn it eventually. This is actually kind of tricky though, not gonna lie. Uh-huh. Did I really use connection again? I did. Resync. Alright, chat. Sorry you have to bear with this for a little bit. I may have to figure out a way to get this thing to be more stable.